Welcome to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven.
I'm Alec.
And today we figure out who knows how to ball better on a budget. We decided, let's see, hey, what's the best $20 bourbon we can find?
Yeah, so
Alec picked two, I picked two.
Yeah, random total wine. Just kind of picked them at random, but as per usual, we're doing this blind, so we marked them all for whatever A, B, C, D, dumped them in. They could be anything. Steven's an idiot, so we'll get to it.
Yeah. Oh, well, before we get into that, so to start off with, my first pick was Evan Williams Bald & Bond because, well, it's a staple. It's $14 and it's fire. What was yours?
So I decided that for an under $20 bottle of bourbon, I'd go something a little bit off chart, and I went with the Jim Beam Double Oak. So, you already lose.
That's not gonna work.
You already lose.
And my second choice, or well, this is actually my first choice, but coming in second, got Old Forester 100 proof. It is a killer bottle, comes in at $19 here. Fire, can't lose.
And I chose the good old tried and true Wild Turkey Uno Cero Uno. She's a bad motherfucker.
Alrighty, well, we've talked enough. Let's get into it.
Alright.
Alright.
It's not a thing you chew. It's okay.
Time to start it out. Going into A.
I could get it at a candy store. Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh.
This one's got a lot of vanilla.
Yeah. Vanilla, oak, nuts, a little bit of spice.
Maybe a tiny bit of spice.
In the palate. Okay, on the palate, insane amount of nuts.
Yep.
Oak. Vanilla.
Yep.
Yeah. A little bit of spice at the back end, like a black peppery spice, not like a baking spice, like
right, yeah.
actual like black pepper kind of spice.
Yeah, but it's a sweet whiskey spice. That's what I got from it.
Nuts. There's a lot of nuts on this. But not in a bad way.
Yeah, it's just kind of there, but it's like yeah.
It tastes like maybe like peanut shells, like a ballpark kind of peanut shell kind of taste.
I was thinking more like when you get a smoothie that you know has nuts in it and it just kind of has like that hint there. It's not ever like the main kind of flavor, but it's just there.
Yeah. On the B.
On to B.
Gotta get her dizzy first. This one's way lighter.
Way spicier.
Really? I was gonna say a lot more like caramel vanilla.
There's caramel vanilla, but there's definitely some spice.
The spice is more like it's more calm spicy.
Yeah.
So more like baking spices, a lot less like kind of black pepper, super aggressive spice.
Right. Yeah, I smell more caramel on this one, less vanilla. Oak. No nuts though. Gotta say no nuts.
Ooh, that palate is so light.
It is.
It's so much more disappointing than A. Like it's like a sweet little like oaky vanilla, a little bit of fruit, not a lot though.
Yeah, but not terrible.
No spice on the palate, not really.
I got a little bit of spicy. I got a little bit of spicy on it. But this one just kind of it feels more viscous. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm getting super watery.
Watery.
Yeah, it tastes so much more watery. I mean, look at it run. That's running.
You're running.
You're wrong.
Get out of here. Whatever.
Right.
Alright, C.
On to C? C. Ooh. Okay, now this one has some cinnamon on there.
Like, cinnamon. That's the first thing I smelled, actually.
Some oak, some honey, some caramel.
I'm not getting caramel, I get the honey, I get the oak.
Butterscotch.
Yeah, I can see that.
Baking spices. Like nutmeg, cinnamon, caramel, butterscotch.
Yeah,
Oh
very
my
sweet.
god, dude.
Very
this
sweet.
is
I get a lot of caramel and like butterscotch on that one actually.
Caramel, butterscotch, a little bit of spice on the back end, but not
Tiny
a lot. Yeah, like it's a small little cinnamon kick at the back end. Some oak, like some underlying oak, but nothing too aggressive.
I was gonna say nothing is like super aggressive on this one.
This is so much thicker than this too.
Thicker, you think?
Yeah. These two are way proofier than this. I already think I know what that.
Wait, these two are way proofier than this? These two are proofier than... Okay.
Yeah.
A and C
like
proofier than B.
Yeah.
Conchi D.
A and C way better than B. Alright. On a D?
D.
Okay. Ooh. No, that's
Spicy.
spice.
Yeah, spicy. And nuts. Here we go.
Yeah, so it got like some cinnamon,
some caramel,
oaky spice, a little bit of nuts. Not super caramely though. Like this is like spicy oak.
Okay, I mean, no, I was wrong with caramel. Spicy, but honestly, it's spicy, oaky, and then...
I mean, there's some caramel and vanilla in there. Like,
but they're
it's like
really...
sweet oak with a lot of spice.
Yeah, they're just like very undertoned though.
Yeah,
there's
the biggest thing
really
is like
out.
spice and some nuts. There's some peanuts in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one comes forward like very direct though.
Yeah. Yeah, like creamy vanilla oak with some spice on the back end.
I don't even really get much of a creamy flavor to this one actually.
I get some creaminess in like the front end on the second sip. Not on the first sip, but on the second sip I got some creamy.
Okay.
Yeah. On the way back?
On the way back.
Okay. Alright, getting a lot of like cinnamon.
Yeah, a lot of spice.
A little bit of nutty oak.
Some vanilla.
Vanilla. Some rich vanilla. Ooh, that's good though.
Very spicy, nutty for sure. Definitely spicy and nutty on that one. A little bit of vanilla. Not crazy.
You know, like vanilla, spicy oak nuts.
Yes.
Like if you took
nuts,
nuts.
vanilla, spicy oak.
Yeah.
Oak, spicy, vanilla.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Jeez. Okay. Moving on to C. Bottom line, that one's spicy oak and
vanilla,
nuts. A little bit of vanilla, but mostly spicy nutty oak. Oh. Yeah, this one has a lot more caramel, butterscotch, vanilla. Like this is a lot richer in like the sweet aspect. Like a lot less spice, a lot sweeter.
Right.
On to B. Not getting a lot out of this one.
No, the nose doesn't have a ton. It's got some like the oak and some vanilla, a little creaminess, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, got like a vanilla. This one, it smells creamier, but it's a lot subdued creamier.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Marshmallows. Flipping marshmallows.
I don't know about marshmallows.
Toasted.
I was kind of thinking something more along the lines of like whipped cream though.
I'm imagining like a marshmallow from a campfire marshmallows.
Yeah.
But like when you left like really far out of the campfire, so it's
like slow roasted.
Crisping.
Yeah.
No, you barely kind of crisped the sides, so they were real crunchy, but it didn't really shift color at all.
Yeah.
That's this toasted marshmallow, but it's subdued. You can definitely tell that this has less proof.
Yeah.
On the nose at least.
But spicier on the palate.
Yeah, there's a little bit of spice on the palate.
Spicier on the palate.
Yeah, a little like, I still get like oaky toasted marshmallows with a little bit of like spice on it.
Yeah, well, and same thing as when we first went through. This one, for whatever reason, just feels more viscous. I don't know why. Like thicker.
Yeah, I know what viscous means.
I'm just saying.
It feels way thinner to me.
Thinner?
Yeah, it is super thin. Maybe you're construing viscosity to like the way it flows around your mouth more.
No, it's like literally down the throat that I'm feeling viscous. It's okay, Steve has issues.
I have no idea what he's talking about, folks.
He's wrong.
On to A. Okay, this one's Bar Park peanut shells.
There's more nuts to it, a lot more of that.
Oak, nut.
Tiny bit of spice.
But it's a lot less baking spice, and it's a lot more of like that aggressive black pepper spice, which I remember getting on the way forward. Yeah, that one's a lot more oak, nuts, some like spicy black pepper, little bit of like some vanilla, but it's very like it's sitting like 3 or 4 rows behind all the other flavors. Like it's hidden in the background.
I was gonna say mine like definitely starts off very much like spicy, and then it gets a little bit into that nutty kind of creaminess, and then the vanilla afterwards, and then it kind of just.
Alrighty, folks. Well, sound effects. Well, we've gone through. We're going to do a little bit of A/B comparison.
Steve's going to find out he's wrong.
Exactly which ones we like and which ones we prefer.
Steven doesn't know a thing.
Alright, folks. Welcome back. And we finally have a determination of which ones we think are best. So starting off, I have B, last place, due to it just fell flat. Flavors were a little boring to me. Wasn't a lot there. It just kind of was bland compared to the rest. Coming in at third place, I had A, just because A was strong and powerful, so it didn't like fall flat by any means. But the flavors that were there weren't super inviting. Like, I don't mind the nuts and like the oak and like the spice, but it was just a little bit more aggressive than I'd like. It was kind of throwing me around a little bit more than I would have liked compared to these two. And then coming in at second place, I have D. D came out in second place because it had those rich flavors I liked, but it got beat out by so both C and D were very complex. It's just I appreciated and liked the flavors coming out of C better than D, just because C was a little bit more well-rounded, creamy vanillas, it was rich, it had creamy vanilla oak, a little bit of spice but not too much, and D was a little bit more spicier, but the spice wasn't necessarily more complementary, because usually sometimes spice is a good thing, but on this one I would say it felt more well-rounded and just a whole better package in C than it did in D. And obviously C numero uno, because it was just creamy, rich vanilla, butterscotch, oak, a little bit of spice, but it was just so like inviting.
Okay.
And that leads me to Alec.
Alright. Okay. So, my breakdown. Fourth, last place went to A. Thought that it didn't have like a ton of flavor. What flavor it did have, I wasn't the huge fan of. It was just like, it was there.
Well, yeah, it's super single-sided. It's kind of
but that's the thing.
Peanut shells, the oak.
I know
a little bit of vanilla, some pepper, but like it's all kind of on one subsection.
Yeah,
like, it's not complex. It's just kind of, it's all there, but it's also not flat. Like the flavors are very strong. It's just they're kind of like they're not the best flavors. Like it's not a really well put together. They're just powerful flavors, but they don't really mend together. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. So I wasn't a huge fan of that. So A is my number 4. My number 3 was actually gonna be D. D I was not this big fan of for different reasons. I thought that D made A look like crap. It was terrible because it had the flavors that I would like, but they were still like this weird culmination where when I was trying to get them, I felt like they were very lost in each other. So it kind of wasn't my favorite for that reason. All right, coming in at number 2 is gonna be B. Steve was not a big fan of B, but again, we had opposite opinions. You thought the B had no flavor at all.
Everyone has different flavor preferences, so you know, it's not.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Bit.
We are obviously very different from each other when it comes to drinking whiskey, but right now on this battle, I'm realizing it a lot more because you are a fan of something that's like the cotton candy machine. It's constantly revolving and all the flavors are getting mixed in together. Yeah.
But it blends together.
Right, well, I am more of the fan as if I got a Rocky Road ice cream where I get that, the chocolate, and then I get some marshmallow, some nuts, some, all the flavors kind of come together, but when you grab them, they're them. So I think that B comes in at number 2 for me just because those flavors are way more of a hit, they're prominent, they come out and they tell you, these are me, I am this. So I like B a good amount. C was my number 1. C was like a grand, just master. It had flavor, it had a lot of moxie, and all of it was this moxie, okay? But it was, when it came out, I liked the way that I got to taste it all. It was an experience that was kind of like going on a roller coaster. It had a good amount of proof to it, in my opinion. I don't know what it is, but whatever's in there, it felt like it was the right amount without being too overwhelming. So C was my go.
Alright, and I guess that leads us to C is the best.
The winner.
Yeah, we both said C. Our palates obviously differed, but whatever one is in class C is the best sub $20 bourbon.
Yeah.
So, C is...
Wild Turkey 101.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, alrighty. So, I guess Wild Turkey 101 is the best sub $20 whiskey.
Boom, baby.
And that means I'm wrong.
And that means... Alright, which one do you want to hear next?
And let's do D.
D is your good old Forester 100.
Okay, I'm not upset because I expected both of these two to be
they were the
best
hitters.
of the best.
Yeah, they were the ones coming hot.
I personally liked both of these the best. It was kind of like a little bit of battle in between these two, but
B is
second place.
B is a Jim Beam.
Jim Beam Double Oak.
Jim Beam
which
Double
is
Oak.
straight trash. It was watery as hell and flat.
Well, you see, that's the problem here, bud, because it was great. It wasn't terrible at all.
It totally makes sense that is the flattest of the bunch too, because it comes in at like 90 or something like that.
That leaves A being the Evan Williams Bottle of Bond.
Which makes sense because, well, this is by far the cheapest of the bunch, and it's single-sided, but it's also $13. So, for $13, I don't think that's necessarily a loss. But yeah, it looks like for me personally, because I'm the one who's relatively right. These
what do you mean relatively right?
Are the best $20 bourbons you can find.
What do you mean relatively right? What are you talking about? Oh God, denial. It's really.
These are the two best sub $20 bourbons. Please do us a favor: like, comment, subscribe.
Check out the Instagram. Check out the Facebook.
Yeah. Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
We'll see you later.